Well, good morning. Here it is Monday. It's November the 15th. We're halfway through this month, and not about a week and a half away from Thanksgiving. Hope you're doing well this morning. I want to share with you and talk about taking the next step of faith. In Mark chapter 10, verse 52, it says, "And Jesus said to him, 'Go, your faith has made you well.' And immediately he regained his sight and began following him on the road." Of course, he's talking about Bartimaeus, who had been blind. Now, I don't know what step you need to take next in your life, but I do know that you need to take it. Your next step may be just simply to accept Jesus Christ, into your life, or to maybe be baptized. Maybe you need to join a church, get into a small group, tithe, find a ministry, go on a mission trip, or maybe it's invite somebody to come to church. Now, I don't know what your next step is, but I do know this: you have one. Each one of us do. God will never be finished taking you deeper in faith. I mean, there's always a next step. If you don't take, the next step, you're going to get stuck in a rut. And the only difference between a grave and a rut is the length. If you don't move forward in faith, listen, you will die. Your heart will grow cold, and you'll feel more distant from God. Listen, He isn't going to help you with steps 2, 3, 4, and 5 until you take step 1. If you're asking God to help you with something, listen, He may be asking you, why haven't you done what I've already told you to do? You may have been planning to do something. Listen, stop planning and just do it. In the story of Bartimaeus, of course, he was a man, who called out to Jesus in faith. He was believing that Jesus could heal him. And before Bartimaeus, met Jesus, he was sitting beside the road. And after he received his sight from the Lord, he began following him on the road. Which of those two phrases describes your life? Sitting beside the road or following Jesus on the road? Which of those two lifestyles do you think is more fulfilling? Which do you think offers more, joy, more, meaning and more satisfaction? Which one do you think, which one do you want to represent your life? There's only one way to follow Jesus on the road, and that's just to take the next step. Faith is more than just believing. Faith is more than just, thinking, talking, or having convictions about Jesus. Faith is action. It's movement, it's activity. Faith is something that you do. In fact, the Bible tells us in James 2:14, if people say they have faith but do nothing, their faith is worth nothing. Where do you get the faith to make a fresh start? There's only one source, and that's Jesus Christ. That's the only place you find that. 1 Corinthians 1:30, and then the Message translation says, everything that we have, right thinking and right living, a clean slate and a fresh start, comes from God by way of Jesus Christ. Bartimaeus, he had no idea that Jesus Christ was going to pass his way on that particular day. To him, it was just another day. But you see, God gave him an unexpected opportunity that offered him a fresh start. You see, God's giving you the same opportunity today. This is a fresh start. This is Monday. Listen, don't delay. Take your next step of faith before the opportunity, simply passes you by. We've all been in those same shoes where we just need to take that step of faith and step out there and just do what God has instructed us to do. And I pray that we will be people like that. We'll be willing to take that next step and step out on faith and allow God to show us the way along the way, and that's being willing to step out and go ahead and do it. So anyway, hope that encourages you this morning. I hope that you're prepared to have a good Monday, a good start to this week. Remember, Angie and I, we love you guys, and we're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.